What makes a perfect Christmas when you have nothing but love? Can a simple pine tree from the forest become the most precious gift? Tonight, as golden lights flicker against the mountain darkness, a small family discovers that the greatest celebrations need no wealth, only hearts that beat as one. Stay with us. The December air carried a different feeling in the Highlands. Morning mist clung to the valleys like cotton blankets, and Maya's breath formed small clouds as she stood at the window, her face pressed against the cold glass. She had seen pictures of Christmas trees at her friend's house in the village, and her eyes sparkled with wonder every time she mentioned them. "Papa Day, what is a Christmas tree?" Maya asked during breakfast, her small hands wrapped around a warm cup of milk. "My friend says it has lights that shine like stars." Day looked at Huyen across their modest wooden table. He saw the flicker of concern in her eyes, concern that they couldn't afford the decorated trees sold in town. But he also saw hope there, hope that he would find a way, as he always did. "A Christmas tree is special, little one," Day said, lifting Maya onto his knee. "It brings light and joy to a home, and I think I know where we can find the perfect one." After breakfast, Day put on his worn jacket and picked up his axe. Huyen touched his arm gently, questioning without words. He smiled at her, that patient smile that had won her heart, the smile that promised everything would be all right. The forest near their home had always provided for them. Bamboo shoots in spring, mushrooms in autumn, and now perhaps a gift for Christmas. Dee walked the familiar paths, his eyes scanning the tree line. He needed something special, something worthy of Maya's dreams. Near the edge of the forest where it bordered Mr. Hung's property, Day spotted it, a young pine tree perfectly shaped, its branches reaching upward like welcoming arms. It stood alone in a clearing, as if it had been waiting for this moment. Dee approached Mr. Hung's house with respect, his cap in his hands. The elderly neighbor was tending his garden, and he looked up with kind eyes as Day explained his mission. "For little Maya?" Mr. Hung's weathered face broke into a warm smile. "That child's laughter is the best sound in this valley. Take the tree, my friend. Take it with my blessing." "Sir, I cannot simply take without—" "Christmas is about giving, Dee," Mr. Hung interrupted gently. "You have given this community more than you know. Your kindness to Huyen and Maya, the way you help everyone who needs it. You've shown us what a good man looks like. The tree is yours." Day's throat tightened with emotion. He bowed deeply, gratitude flowing through every fiber of his being. As he walked toward the pine tree, axe in hand, he thought about how far they had come. Just months ago, Huyen and Maya had nothing. Now they had a home, food, and most importantly, they had love. The axe bit into the trunk with rhythmic precision. Dee worked carefully, respectfully, thanking the tree for its sacrifice. When it finally fell, he caught it gently, cradling it like something precious. Because it was precious. It carried Maya's dreams, Huyen's hopes, and his own promise to make this Christmas unforgettable. The walk home felt lighter than the journey out, despite the tree across his shoulders. The pine's fresh scent filled his nostrils, and he could already imagine Maya's face when she saw it. He thought about Huyen, how she had suffered so much in her past, how her previous husband had abandoned his responsibilities, how her former mother-in-law had cast her out with a small child. But all that pain had led her here, to him, to this moment of simple joy. As Day approached their house, he saw Maya at the window, and her squeal of delight reached him even from a distance. She burst through the door, her little feet flying across the ground, her arms outstretched. "Papa, you found a Christmas tree! You found one!" Day set down the tree and caught her in his arms, spinning her around as she laughed. Over Maya's shoulder, he saw Huyen standing in the doorway, her hand over her heart, tears glistening in her eyes. Not tears of sadness, but tears of overwhelming gratitude. She had found a man who would climb mountains and search forests just to see her daughter smile. This was what family meant. This was what love looked like. Dee positioned the tree carefully in the corner of their yard, near the window where its light would shine into their living space. He dug a small hole and secured the base with stones and packed earth, making sure it stood straight and proud. The tree was about 6 feet tall, perfect for their modest home, its branches full and fragrant. "It's beautiful, Papa," Maya said, dancing around the tree. "It's the most beautiful tree in the whole world." Huyen emerged from the house carrying a basket filled with decorations. She had been preparing for weeks, secretly saving small amounts of money from selling vegetables at the market. Inside the basket were strings of LED lights she had found at a bargain, glass ornaments in red and gold, snow globes she had crafted from old jars and cotton, and paper decorations she had made by hand during quiet evenings. "Mama, you made all of these?" Maya's eyes widened as she peered into the basket. "With love, my darling," Huyen said softly. "Every decoration has a wish inside it, a wish for our family." Day watched his wife with admiration. Despite everything she had endured, the abandonment, the rejection, the nights of hunger and cold, she had not lost her ability to hope, to create beauty, to give joy. She was the strongest person he had ever known. Huyen sat on a small stool near the tree and began sorting the decorations. Maya immediately settled beside her, her small hands reaching for the shimmering ornaments. "Tell me about your first Christmas, Mama," Maya asked. Huyen's expression grew distant, but not sad. "My first Christmas was with my parents, in a house much smaller than this one. We had no tree, no lights, but my father would gather pine branches and my mother would tie red ribbons on them. We would sit by candlelight and tell stories. It was simple, but it was full of love. Like us," Maya said simply. "Yes, my sweet girl, exactly like us." Dee joined them on the ground, his large hands gentle as he untangled the strings of lights. "And do you know what makes this Christmas special?" he asked Maya. "What, Papa?" "It's the first Christmas where we are together, where we are a real family." Maya looked between her mother and Dee, her young face serious with understanding beyond her years. "Will we always be together, forever and ever?" Huyen's voice caught, but Dee answered with certainty. "Forever and ever, little bird. I promise you." As they worked, organizing the decorations, testing the lights, arranging the ornaments by color and size, a sense of peace settled over them. The afternoon sun slanted through the pine needles, casting dancing shadows on the ground. Neighbors passed by, calling out greetings, admiring the tree, sharing in their joy. This was what Huyen had dreamed of during those dark months alone with Maya. Not wealth or luxury, but safety, stability, and a man who loved them unconditionally. Day had given her more than a home. He had given her dignity. He had shown Maya what a father should be: present, caring, devoted. "Do you think Santa Claus will come here?" Maya asked suddenly, her voice hopeful. Day and Huyen exchanged glances. They had little money for gifts, but they had something more valuable. "Santa Claus goes wherever there is love," Day said, touching Maya's nose gently. "And this house has more love than any palace in the world." Maya seemed satisfied with this answer. She held up a glass ornament, watching how it caught the light. "Then this will be the best Christmas ever," she declared. Huyen reached over and squeezed Dee's hand. In that simple gesture passed everything they couldn't say aloud. Gratitude, devotion, wonder that they had found each other in this vast world. They had had both known loss and loneliness, but together they had built something beautiful from broken pieces. The decorations were ready. The tree stood waiting. Now came the magic. As the afternoon light began to fade, painting the Highland sky in shades of orange and purple, the real work began. Day brought out a small ladder from the shed, positioning it beside the tree. Huyen handed him the first string of LED lights, her fingers brushing against his in the gathering dusk. "We'll start from the top and wind down," Dee explained to Maya, who watched with the intensity of a student learning life's most important lesson. Dee climbed the ladder carefully, extending the lights upward until they reached the highest branch. He wrapped them around slowly, methodically, making sure each section of the tree received equal attention. The white wire nearly disappeared against the green needles, leaving only the small bulbs visible, like promises of light waiting to be fulfilled. "Lower, Papa! More on this side," Maya directed with the confidence of an expert. Though this was her first time decorating a Christmas tree, Dee obeyed her instructions with exaggerated seriousness, and Huyen laughed, that musical sound that still surprised Dee with its joy, because he remembered the quiet, frightened woman he had first met, and marveled at her transformation. When the lights were in place, it was time for the ornaments. Day lifted Maya high on his shoulders, and she squealed with delight as she reached for the top branches. Huyen handed her the ornaments one by one, each with its own story. "This red one is for courage," Huyen said, passing a crimson glass ball to her daughter. "Hang it high where everyone can see." Maya placed it carefully, her tongue poking out in concentration. "This gold one is for hope," Huyen continued. "Put it where the light will catch it." "And this one, Mama?" Maya held up a snow globe, tilting it to watch the white flakes dance inside. "That one is for dreams, my love. Dreams that come true. They work together in perfect harmony." Day moving the ladder, lifting Maya to reach different heights, Huyen organizing and handing up decorations, sharing their meanings and memories. The tree slowly transformed, becoming more than wood and needles. It became a living testament to their journey, each ornament a chapter in their story. Maya hung glass balls that caught the fading light like captured rainbows. Huyen added delicate paper stars she had folded during quiet evenings. Day placed a wooden angel at the very top, carved by Mr. Hung as a last-minute gift that had made them all cry. The sky darkened. The first stars appeared above the mountains. The valley settled into its evening rhythm. Cooking fires, distant voices, the sounds of families gathering for dinner. "Are we ready?" Dee asked, his hand on the power switch they had installed near the tree. Maya jumped up and down. "Yes, yes, yes, turn on the lights, Papa." Day looked at Huyen one more time. She nodded, her eyes bright with anticipation. He flipped the switch. Light exploded into the darkness. Hundreds of small LED bulbs illuminated the tree, transforming it into something magical. The white lights reflected off the glass ornaments, creating cascading sparkles. The snow globes seemed to glow from within. The paper stars cast delicate shadows on the surrounding ground. But the most beautiful thing De saw was not the tree itself. It was the light reflected on Maya's upturned face, her mouth open in wonder, her eyes wide with joy, so pure, it hurt to witness. "It's magic," Maya whispered. "Real magic." She began to run, her small body circling the tree again and again, laughing with abandon. She grabbed Dae's hand, then Huyen's, pulling them into her orbit. They spun together around the glowing tree, a small family dancing in the Highland darkness, their laughter rising like prayers into the starlit sky. When they finally stopped, breathless and dizzy, Maya threw her arms around both adults, creating a circle of 3. Dee wrapped his arms around both his girls, because that's what they were now, his girls, his family, his reason for everything. Huyen looked up at him over Maya's head. In the glow of the Christmas lights, he saw tears on her cheeks, but they were tears of happiness. She mouthed 2 words, "Thank you," but Day shook his head. She had it backwards. He was the one who should be grateful. She had given him purpose. Maya had given him a reason to be better. Together, they had given him a family. The tree's lights reflected off the window of their home, spilling golden warmth into the simple room inside. From the outside, their house looked like a beacon in the darkness, calling out to the valley. Here lives love. Here lives hope. Here lives joy. As night deepened over the Highlands, the Christmas tree continued its silent vigil, a sentinel of light against the darkness. Maya eventually grew tired from excitement and dancing, falling asleep in Day's arms, her small hand still clutching a glass ornament. Huyen and Day sat together on their doorstep, Maya between them, watching their tree glow. The true meaning of Christmas revealed itself not in expensive gifts or elaborate celebrations, but in moments like these. A man who would search forests for his daughter's dream. A woman who poured love into handmade decorations. A child who believed in magic because her family had shown her miracles were real. This small tree, given freely by a generous neighbor, decorated with humble ornaments and inexpensive lights, had become a symbol of everything they had built together. It stood for second chances, for love that heals, for families created not by blood alone, but by choice and devotion. Maya would remember this Christmas forever, not because it was grand, but because it was filled with love. Huyen had found safety and belonging. Day had discovered that being a father and husband was his greatest calling. In the Highlands of Vietnam, under countless stars, a simple family proved that happiness needs no wealth, only hearts willing to give, to hope, and to love without condition. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. Subscribe to Life Single for more stories of hope, resilience, and love. Share this video if it touched your heart, and join us next time for another chapter in this family's beautiful story. Until then, may your own home be filled with light, no matter how simple the source.